Welcome to Channel 44. I am Masiga Shegu to bring you this afternoon's news in brief. I'll be joined by Livingstone Kawesi for sign language interpretation and translation. Hundreds of cargo trucks are stuck on the Ugandan side of Ishasha border crossing as fighting intensifies in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Sostin Burejea, a local leader and businessman in Ishasha, told the press that some of the trucks had been stuck at the border for 3 weeks for fear of insecurity in the DRC. Ugandan exports to the DRC are valued at over $300 million, and Ishasha is one of the main crossings between the two countries. One of the cargo truck drivers said he was forced to sell some of his dried fish locally at throwaway prices and is still stuck with some 40 tons in store at the border. And in Mali, UN peacekeeping mission MINUSMA risks disintegrating as powerful troop contributing countries withdraw their respective forces. Germany is the latest country to say its 1,000 peacekeepers will leave the Sahel nation by May 2024 as a fallout over the deployment of Russian mercenaries continues. Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht assured it would be an orderly departure as Mali plans to hold transitional elections in February 2024. The UK, Cote d'Ivoire and Benin also intend to pull out their respective forces next year, while Egypt suspended operations indefinitely. Relations between Mali and Western partners have deteriorated since the military junta led by Colonel Assimi Goïta seized power in August 2020. Bamako has steadily pivoted to Moscow, which triggered the hasty withdrawal of thousands of troops by Mali's long-standing security partner, France, in August, ending nearly a decade of military cooperation. MINUSMA, which has had 12,000 troops in Mali since 2013, is the UN's largest and deadliest operation. Peacekeepers are frequently killed or wounded in attacks by Al-Qaeda and Islamic State fighters. And in the Middle East, one person has been killed and 14 others wounded by two separate explosions that targeted busy bus stops in Jerusalem, according to Israeli medics. The first blast was reportedly caused by a device left at a bus station on the outskirts of the city. It wounded 11 people, one of whom died in hospital. The second blast came close to a bus stop in another part of the city. It left 3 people with minor injuries. Israeli police say the explosions were suspected Palestinian attacks. This year has seen a spate of deadly gun and knife attacks targeting Israelis, triggering waves of Israeli military raids in Palestinian cities in the occupied West Bank. But the use of explosives in Jerusalem would be the most significant attack of its kind in years. In Turkey, a magnitude of 5.9 earthquake has struck an area of western Turkey near the town of Ders, about 210 kilometers east of Turkey's largest city, Istanbul. The tremors were strong enough to be felt in Istanbul and the capital, Ankara. At least 50 people were injured, according to officials. Estimates of the quake's depth vary from 2 kilometers to 10 kilometers. Power was disrupted in the region, and one resident was injured after jumping from their balcony. Another 4.7 quake was reported, and some 20 minutes after the first. In Asia, rescuers are battling dozens of aftershocks in the hilly region of West Java as the search for earthquake survivors reaches its third day. West Java Governor Ridwan Kamil told the press that the region had experienced around 140 shocks since Monday's quake. At least 268 people, including many children, have died so far. Around 151 people remain missing and more than 1,000 are injured. Hundreds of responders have been sent to Cianjur to accelerate the rescue, but the efforts have been stymied by torn-up roads and continuing tremors. In the United States, a gunman has killed up to 10 people in Walmart supermarket in Chesapeake in the United States of Virginia. A man believed to be the store manager opened fire, then turned the gun on himself and is now dead. The city tweeted, police confirm an active shooter incident with fatalities at the Walmart. There are a few details, but police officers spoke of no more than 10 people killed and multiple injured. No motives have emerged. In China, protests have erupted at the world's biggest iPhone factory in the Chinese city of Zhengzhou, according to footage circulated widely online. Videos show hundreds of workers marching, with some confronted by people in hazmat suits and riot police. Those live streaming the protests say the workers were beaten by police, and videos also showed clashes. Last month, COVID cases saw manufacturer Foxconn locked down the site, prompting some workers to break out and go home. The company then recruited new workers with the promise of generous bonuses. Foxconn has not yet commented on the latest disturbances. In the United States, the U.S. Supreme Court has cleared the way for ex-President Donald Trump's tax forms to be released to a Democratic-controlled congressional committee. The justices rejected Mr. Trump's bid in October to block a lower court's ruling that granted the panel's request for his financial records. The move is a blow to Mr. Trump, who has for years kept his returns sealed. Mr. Trump became the first president in 40 years not to release his taxes after announcing his first presidential run. The House of Representatives Ways and Means Committee has been seeking access to his record since 2019. Mr. Trump, who launched his third campaign for the White House last week, is facing several investigations related to his business practices. He denies any wrongdoing. And finally, in the world of sports, Rwandan referee Salima Mukansanga made history yesterday after becoming the first African female referee to officiate in a men's World Cup match. The 34-year-old was the fourth official